Just want to say before I start this video that I completely forgot because I got ahead of myself with the whiskey and I was enjoying it so much. But thanks to Mark, who I used to work with, who helped us source the Daftmill 15. He won the ballot. He's not really the biggest fan of Daftmill and he offered it to us for face value. So we're really appreciative of that, and once again, thanks again, Mark. I'm all over the place. So. Hey, how's it going? And welcome to Whisky Wins with me, Stuart. Today we've got Daftmill 15. This is the Tabs bottle, Tapsaf International Bottle Split. I'll link our Instagram below. Basically, there's 7 of us. We do a bottle split. We get a bottle for a 1/7 of the cost, and we get 100ml of it, so that's pretty decent. I've also bought a bottle of this for myself. Managed to get hold of one, and I've not got the bottle here. I've got it open, but I decanted it into another bottle so that I could play about with the Daftmill 15 bottle for Jeff Whiskey. I recorded a slap. So you'll see that later and you'll know what I'm on about. It sounds stupid now, but yeah, I've basically not got a Daftmill 15 bottle, but I've got Daftmill 15 juice, if you want to use that word, or whiskey, in another decanted bottle. So anyway, a load of blab for nothing. This is 55.7% ABV. It's £175 or £165. I got it for £175, and the Tabs got it for £175. That's £25 each. So yeah, £175 for the bottle. It's cask strength, non-chill filtered, no added colouring, and it's 15 years old. So I'll leave that up there, and we'll get down to the review, the nose, the palate, and the finish. So there's no doubt from the initial aromas, initial scents, that this is Daftmill. And I'm torn between 2 descriptors here. Both are quite similar. They're both similar scents, but a little different. So one's like a blueberry, possibly like a lavender blueberry or something like that. Fabric softener or fabric powder or washing powder, but there is a little kind of fizziness to it, so that's what makes me think of the second descriptor that I'm going to use. Is more, I'm more inclined to describe it by, which is a kind of blueberry powdered energy drink or something like that. The ones that you just add water to. It's got caffeine in it, it's got loads of vitamins, loads of different compounds and that in it. So I want to go with that, like a lightning. There's a specific one that I've had before. It's like a lightning blueberry or iced blueberry or something. It's a little fizzy when you make it, and a little powdery, and that's what I'm going to, yeah, like a pre-workout almost. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to say that rather than the washing powder. The reason I was thinking washing powder is just because there's that fizzy powdered element. There's those tinned peach halves, all in the juices and that, all quite sticky, quite a sticky nose, quite a sweet nose. Obviously to tie in with the blueberry, it's quite sweet as well. There's a touch of pineapple, yeah, lychees, guava, and something like digestive biscuits. I want to see a little bit of creaminess, so what I'm going to say is, and I've written notes for this, by the way. I have written these notes, so they're quite fresh in my head. But digestive biscuits with like a melted marshmallow in between, a roasted or toasted marshmallow in between, so almost s'mores but not really chocolatey. Just 2 digestive biscuits, a little oaty, with marshmallow in between. To be honest, it's a fantastic nose, and it's one of the reasons I'm a big fan of Daftmill, is because of the nosies. So let's hope the palate doesn't disappoint. We'll get down to the palate. It's lovely. Yeah, it's lovely. It's a great mouthfeel. The cask strength's obviously helping. It's oily. It's full bodied. I do get this little And like I said with this pre-workout, I've been having kind of this energy supplement called G Fuel. I've been shaking that up in a shaker, and you get this kind of gritty experience because some of the powder doesn't disintegrate. I'm getting a little bit of a gritty experience in this.
And I'm addicted to eating sand.
But nothing is obscene or as much as the powdered pre-workout or G Fuel or anything like that. It's just a little gritty, like almost like a bit of cast sediment. Although I don't think there's any cast sediment in this. Even though it's cast strength, it might just be a kind of placebo effect, but there does feel like a little bit of, once that oily mouthfeel dissipates, it feels like there's something left in the mouth. Something possibly gritty or something possibly sediment-like. So yeah, we'll get more on the palate. Yeah, there's apple flapjacks, pear creamy porridge, pear and nutmeg or something porridge. This has been very, not dramatic, but pretentious. Obviously it's just pear and nutmeg, but there's a creaminess to go with it. So I want to say like a pear and nutmeg porridge, but instead of being made with milk or water, it's made with something like single cream or even close to double cream. It's a really creamy porridge, and there's pear and nutmeg there. So yeah, quite a lovely palate so far, and like I said, a little bit pretentious with the descriptors, but hey ho, it's lovely stuff. A little peppery or a little spicy from the wood, the oak. You get a little bit of that woody influence there, and there's also something like kind of you get cream crackers, and I know they're toasted how they're made, but these are either warmed cream crackers, like out of the packet. You've either warmed them or you've toasted them yourself for some reason, over toasting them, and you've put maybe like a blood orange jam on it, or even if they, I don't know if they do, I'm saying blood orange because I don't know if they do grapefruit, but if there's a grapefruit jam or a grapefruit preserve, something like that, because it is a little bitter, a little sour, but overall a very complex, very full-bodied, deep, oily, enjoyable whiskey, and a great palate. So the finish, is long. There's more pineapples coming through. I think the pineapples are on the nose. There's possibly some bananas, but not fresh or fruit bananas. It's more like the little sweets you get, the kind of foamy bananas, and a hint of mint on the finish as well. And I want to say Fry's peppermint cream. Fry's are the brand, and it's like those. There is a little bit of chocolate. This is why I'm describing this as well, and maybe linking to the s'mores in a sense. But Fry's are the brand, and the peppermint cream is just like a kind of chocolate with a kind of creamy minty filling. So yeah, quite interesting, quite, yeah, very very enticing. I needed a bottle of this. I tried it at the festival, didn't really remember much notes, or couldn't really remember much notes or many notes, but then I sat down with this last night. I had to do the review straight away, because I sat down with this last night and took some notes, and honestly I think it's great. So we'll get down to the review. I think you know what it's going to be, but we'll get down to the review. So is it worth £175? I say this every time, it's the hardest thing with Daftmill. I'm a big fan of Daftmill. We were discussing in our bottle split group the kind of reasons behind that, and I appreciate the way the whiskey's produced at Daftmill, the small amounts, the kind of the variations in the whiskies, and the patience for producing an aged whiskey rather than a rushed young whiskey, and trying to make money and make profit. And yes, £175 a lot of money, and a lot of money to spend on a whiskey, but personally for me, for this whiskey, this taste, Daftmill, for how I feel about it, it's worth it to me. Is it good value for money? Definitely not. There's other whiskies that I can have loads of enjoyment out, and I can get for cheaper, and I can get for £50 or less, like blends and things. There's plenty of stuff like that. There's plenty of whiskies out there that you can get, but this is worth it to me. in the sense of helping the distillery or giving money or spending for the distillery. I try to think, not funding. I'm not funded the distillery myself, but showing my support to the distillery to show that I appreciate how they do things and how they produce things. So I think this is worth it to me, especially this 15-year-old at cask strength. I just think it's fantastic. I think it's it's up there. It's up there for me. It is definitely up there with one of the best or the best from Daftmill. It's definitely up there for me. I'm loving it. There's other single cask versions that are great. Don't get me wrong, with the series in, that's probably my most favourite from memory. You've got the Louvian's Fife bottle that I'm absolutely in love with, but this is up there. It's in the tops for me. I'm really enjoying it. Big age statement on there. I just love everything about this for some reason. So would I buy it again? Well, yeah, we got it for the Tabs group, and I had to buy a bottle for myself. I wanted a bottle to just, for me. I wanted to be selfish and get myself a bottle. So yeah, the answer is I would buy it again, and I have bought it again. That might change after the second bottle, or the obviously it's only 100ml, but that might change after this next volume. But I think I would buy it again as long as it stayed about that price. I'd love it for cheaper, obviously. Do I think it's? Would I say that it's worth less or anything? I don't know. I'm appreciating for what it is. And would I recommend it? Yeah, definitely. If you can try this, don't buy it at secondary market prices. Don't feed into that. Don't feed into that at all. Keep the RRP. We want to keep it as low as we can. I think this is a Whisky Win. Definitely, it's great. I don't think I've got anything else to say on it. I could go on forever about Daftmill, about why I like Daftmill, about the prices. There's so many talking points. It could be a live almost. It could be a big discussion. There's pros and cons, and obviously the price is just a lot. But yeah, for me, for my financial circumstance, I think it's worth it, and I'm enjoying it, and I would recommend it. So anyway, I'm all over the place. So thanks for watching. I've been Stuart. This has been Whisky Wims. I'll see you later.